Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, let me start by sitting over here saying that tonight is the night. Tonight, I see messages popping up. The universe is popping up. I'm seeing kisses is popping up. Heels is popping up. Is y'all going out? If you on my YouTube and you watching me, you watch me at a little later date, you might be going out. But y'all, it's Wednesday. And I just want to tell y'all something, okay? I just want to tell y'all something. Today's the day. I done made a video about this. I feel it within the energy. Today is the day. And the reason why it's the day is because today is the day that people might have tried you today. Today is the day that people might have sat over here and guess what? They thought that they was going to get the best of you. See, today was the day that y'all was tested. You see, some of y'all don't even know that you was tested, but you was tested. See, God wanted to see, are you about to walk into your blessing? Are you going to be your true divine person? Or are you going to sit over here and pretend like you used to in the past? Blue, we talking. See, a lot of y'all don't understand, baby. Hear me. A lot of y'all was tested today. What do I mean? A lot of y'all security was tested. What does that mean? Well, let's get into it. I want y'all to understand something. When I mean that your security was tested, God places people up in your life to taste your gangster. Did you pay attention today? See, sometimes God wants to see, are you really going to stay true to yourself, or are you going to fold? What do I mean? No matter if it was a friendship, no matter if it was a relationship, no matter if it was your mama, no matter who, what, where, when, and how. Did you protect your energy, or did you let that person take you out of character? Did you protect your energy, or did you sit over here and try to pretend like you used to pretend about who you used to be type shit because you met somebody new that you like? What did you do? Or did you POP hold it down and be like, listen, this is me, and guess what? You got to accept me or you could walk away. Why I'm saying this is because y'all, if y'all wasn't tested today, know that by the weekend, I'm hearing by tomorrow, y'all gonna be tested. So here's the blueprint. Y'all said y'all wanted the blueprints. Let me tell you, the test requires for you to stay your true authentic self. Stay strong, Blue. The test, I'm gonna keep it a being with you. This test, stay your true authentic self. Don't fold under pressure. Don't be scared either. I know a lot of y'all is like, I'm scared, big dog, I'm scared. Y'all, I seen a TikTok video of this dude saying, he was like, I don't even know how I passed the test. I literally circled every fucking answer and just was like, I know I failed it and ended up passing. So I know y'all gonna pass the test, but the point of the matter is I want you to understand something. When this test presents itself, you ready. That's it, that's all. That's all I'm gonna say about this test, because God is like, bitch, if you don't get to the point, get to the point. What we talking about? So we talking about being overly emotional today, okay? Now let's get into the nitty gritty, okay? You say, how do you know if you aren't your true authentic self? I can't tell, Jocelyn. Well, I'm here to tell you, baby. You asking the teacher, because you know how a lot of y'all be going to y'all teachers and they give you a whole bunch of bullshit. I'm gonna give you the real shit, okay? One second. The way that you know that you are not being your true authentic self is, let me give you an example. Let's say, for example, Jocelyn, you said, I'm trying to meet somebody new. I'm mingling with somebody new. Somebody new pop up in your life, right, Jocelyn? Jocelyn, you've been spending time in hermit mode. Jocelyn, you've been working on you. You've been working on finding out who real Jocelyn is. The new Jocelyn is showing up. She talks for herself. She speaks up if people's disrespecting her. New Jocelyn be sitting over here saying, you can't talk to me like that. Boundaries is established. New Jocelyn, now new Jocelyn, she still got some stuff she got to work on. She's still a little bit overly emotional. She still got a little bit of trust issues and stuff like that. But new Jocelyn knows that she got problems, but she's working on it. Now, let's say new Jocelyn is like, okay, but I'm ready to get out there. I'm ready to date. Somebody pops up in new Jocelyn's life. So God is testing new Jocelyn to see, new Jocelyn, are you going to still be that people-pleasing ass bitch? Or are you going to be new Jocelyn? Are you going to sit over here and be like, I don't care how fine you are, how cute you are, how much money you are, I'm new Jocelyn? Are you going to POP, hold it down and be in your true authentic self? Or are you going to sit over here and act fake and phony like baloney? That's how you know you're not being your true authentic self. If you sitting over here faking the fucking funk and here, no, you're not being your true authentic self. If you sitting over here faking the fucking funk and hear me, if you know that you're faking the funk with people, and hear me, y'all, then you not being your true authentic self. If you can't sit over here no matter in what room you walk in, if you can't be yourself, then you not being your true authentic self. Y'all know that. If you people pleasing, if you switching up, if you code switching, gotta switch up your tones, you not being your true authentic self. What I mean by that is that I understand that some of us work in corporate America, so sometimes we gotta sit over here and we gotta switch our tones and maybe our words, but we still should stay who the fuck we are. You understand that? Maybe we not cussing at these people, but we're like, you're not really speaking in an articulate way on their ass. You understand? So you still are your true authentic self. You just start sometimes you got to use different words. Maybe use your words. Sometimes it's not about what you say, it's about how you say it. But the point of the matter is that everything that you say, and I said stay, but I meant to say, everything that you say should remain the same. You shouldn't have to switch up who you are, okay? Anyway, back to being overly emotional, okay? You say, yes, I was just telling my friends the same thing. Exactly. Now let's keep going. Y'all, I've been releasing, and let me tell you something. This is my 3rd day crying. This is my 3rd day. I done cried 3 days in a row. 3 days in a row, and I'm tired of crying. I am tired. Let me tell you why. I understand, and what I understand is that with releasing comes crying. Why? Because this is some shit that really hurt me. And I was like, okay, but now I feel free. So let me tell you about some shit I was crying about today. And y'all, I know y'all are laughing at me like, bitch, why is you laughing at me crying today? Because, bitch, when y'all get to y'all shadow work and you working through your shadow and you working through the shit that's hurting you, you like, I caught your little monster ass, about to get you out of my motherfucking energy, okay? You said, why do people you release keep coming back? Because they sit over here and they want you. So Ken, let me tell you something. The reason why people keep popping up, and I'm gonna be up in the comments today, okay? We doing teaching moments, but I'm talking to y'all today. The reason why people keep popping up in your energy is because, baby, the more that you sit over here and find your worth, the more that you find yourself, the more that you continue to do your shadow work, oh baby, those people are gonna pop up. Why? Because they want to sit over here and do everything in their power to get you back to the old you. Why? Because the old you benefits them. Why? Because the old you used to people please. The old you used to sit over here and let them walk all over you. The old you used to sit over here and comfort their ego. The old you used to update their ass. So, when you're doing your shadow work, what the fuck happens? Well, the old you slowly but surely slips the fuck away. Why? Because the old you used to accommodate all these motherfuckers' feelings. The new you, baby, the you that's present right now, dealing with all them demons, dealing with all that trauma, dealing with all those skeletons up in your motherfucking closet. That motherfucker right there is dangerous. Why? Because guess what? What's worse than a motherfucker that don't got shit to lose? Nothing. And that's what your shadow side is like. It's like, bitch, I don't got shit to lose. I'm dealing with all the shit that was, all my insecurities, all the embarrassment, all the fucking times I sat over here and fell for Dodo's head asses, all the times that I sat over here and fucking chose the wrong friendships. Nothing is off the fucking table. That's when you become invincible, when you become a bitch that don't care about nothing because you getting all that shit out of you. The point of the matter is that you have to learn, Ken, that when you become this invincible person, people is more attracted to you. Because why? Because of their own insecurities, because their own people pleasing, because they want to still feed off your fucking energy, because they were energy vampires in the first place and now they don't have an energy source to feed off of any fucking more. So guess what? They pop up. They sit over here and people from 2014 popping the fuck up talking about, did Ken just learn how to take her source back? I've been feeding on that girl for 10 years. Cut the cords. Anyway, y'all, I want to go back to this person that had me in a chokehold. Why do I want to talk about this person that had me in a chokehold? Because y'all, this is my real life example. And I love to use real life examples on y'all asses so y'all can get me. Let's talk. You say you are right. I've been, and they've been trying to, see, don't tell them what you got going on. Keep that shit to your chest, okay? I love giving y'all real life examples, okay? And to be honest, come here, because we got to talk. I'm going to get close to y'all really quickly, okay? Because I feel like we too distant. We got to be closer. Where do I begin? Well, let's start at the beginning. Let me start by saying, you lose these people how you get these people. I'm going to say it again. You lose these people how you get those people. Now, y'all, I've been doing my shadow work. Today, I was shadowing the motherfucking fling of a lifetime. Why? Because deep down in my emotions, I felt like I still had a fucking, like this person had a pull on my fucking emotions. Now, let me tell you something. I haven't talked to this man in months, but I still feel like when I was doing this shadow, I almost caught the fucking motherfucker because I had to pull on my emotions. I even had to get my cards and shit, but that's a whole nother thing. We're gonna get there. The reason why I'm telling y'all this is because, hear me. Sometimes, and honestly, this person could be your ex. This person could be your sneaky link. This person can be an ex from back in the day. But somebody has pull on your motherfucking emotions. Take it as it resonates. But this person in particular was my sneaky link, okay? My sneaky link that I wanted to be my boyfriend, but he didn't want to because he was emotionally unavailable. Whole nine. Now, let's start from the beginning, shall we? We shall. This person was a Virgo. Gotta love my good old Virgos. I love my Virgos today, but y'all be irritating the fuck out of me. 100% recommendation for like friendships, but dating wise, I'm sorry, I wouldn't recommend y'all for nothing. Now y'all, anyway, let me be serious for a moment. I met this person and I didn't realize how important it is for you to pay attention to when people walk into your life. During that time when I met him, I was okay, but I was still hurting from an ex. I was on some let's get some money shit. I'm on some what can you do for me type shit. I'm on some, I like dating attractive people, but I was just on some player shit. I'm gonna keep it a bean with you. He was just another number. That's where I was when I met him. And then, baby, let's talk. Because I'm going to keep it a bean with y'all tonight. I always keep it a bean with y'all, but y'all, the first date was cool. Second date was cool. Third date was cool. And then niggas fell in love. He said you fell in love. Exactly. And to be honest, you know what? I don't know if it was truly love that I fell in or if it was lust over the matter. Because, I like to sit over here and say I went through Bob the Builder. I love a good science project. And guess what? If you know a Virgo, they love a good science project too. So guess what? We was trying to change each other. That's probably why we stayed with each other for so long. But I digress. Anyway, the reason why I'm telling y'all this story is because it started off as, oh, he's another number, to, whoa, I really like this person, to, damn, like, me and him, like, I feel like we probably was together in a past life type shit. And the reason why is because I felt like I really did like have like an emotional attachment to this person. Could not tell you how. Y'all know how like when y'all date people, like, don't get me wrong, you could sit over here and deal with certain type of people and you be like, if they leave tomorrow, you be like, okay, whatever. But like with this particular person, like I feel like, one, that's when I met him before I went through my spiritual awakening. So he was a part of that process. But two, I also, like, I just felt like heightened senses with him. And it's weird because, I cared about my exes and shit like that. Been in love before. But with him, it was like a different, I don't even know how to explain it. But then I started to realize, okay, my feelings are getting a little bit more serious. I want to go from sneaking linking to relationship talk. Baby didn't want to hear that. He said, I told you from the motherfucking beginning that I am not available. No, he didn't say it like that. But basically, in a sense, that's what he said. But I still felt like I had this connection with him. And that was the only person that I was fucking. So I was just like, well, I know you have feelings like I have feelings because I feel your feelings. I know you're a good person even though you try to act like you're a dickhead. So I'ma still rock with you. Rocked with the person for almost 3 years. More like two-ish. But like last two we was on and off and just whatever the case was. But I say all this to say, y'all, even after that time, I felt like I did a bid with this person. And Kara, we talking. If it's tea time, we talking. Because there's a reason why I'm telling y'all this, okay? I realized that by the second year, I was just like, fuck it. I'm tired of sitting over here trying to force this connection. I'm like, because it got to a point where like, he would stay over sometimes. He wouldn't stay over sometimes. It got to a point where my emotions it just took a turn. It was like, so without further ado, let's keep going. Where did things, oh no, that's what happened. When I fell into spirituality, and when I mean I fell into spirituality, fell up in this bitch. It just dropped up on my lap. Once I started doing spirituality, and what I mean by spirituality is cleansing my space, really doing my shadow work. And to be honest, it took me a minute, even after I joined spirituality, to really do shadow work. But when I really started to like realize what the fuck around me is keeping me down. Like, why am I sitting over here waiting for a clown ass motherfucker to accept me when there's other fucking people that want to seriously date me? Like, there was people at the time that really wanted me to be their girlfriend, and I was over here just holding out for a motherfucker that didn't care. And not to sit over here and say that he cared, but he didn't care that much, or he didn't value me that much. So let me tell you something. In my story, what I had to realize is that I was good, I just wasn't good enough. And it's funny because when I let him go, that's when he tried to cling on to me even harder. So let me tell you about when you let shit go. I let it go. That last year, I just let it go. Winter disappeared for a few months. Popped back the fuck up. Blue, we talking. Insecurities projected on me real bad. Real bad. But one thing out of all those years that I realized, y'all, is that we were the same person. What do I mean by that? Because I'm going to take some accountability. I never showed him my real side. Like I did. Me and him, we had great talks. When we're together, and that's the dangerous part is that when we're together, our chemistry is like this. We be over here. We could beef on the phone, y'all. We be beefing, but in person, me and him never beefed. We sit over here and laugh about the shit. We try to have real conversations. We would laugh about the shit. Like, y'all, in person vibe was immaculate. But on the phone, oh yeah, we were beefing. But even in serious moments, like that was our energy. But I'm telling y'all all this shit. You could have all of this energy with a person. But if you guys are at different points in your life, like, there's nothing you could do about it. And you know, I spent so much time trying to make shit more than what it was. Even if I felt that he cared about me, even though I know he showed me he cared about me in his own way. And that's a sidebar, y'all. Sometimes these people genuinely do care about you. They just don't care how you care. What does that mean? I'm an overly emotional person. I like to talk about I want to express my love to you. I'll even show you my love if I feel like you're worth it. But it's like, I want to profess it to you. That's not how he rocked. He was the type of person, I want to spend time with you. Quality time was his shit. Let's go on dates. Let's go sit over here. Give me something. I'm going to give you something. That was his shit. Sometimes, but I didn't understand that until later on, because I'm like, I want you to love me how I love you. Tell me you fucking care. You know how fucking nigga was. No, you want to know how many times? 3 years. How many times this person told me he cared? I can count on one hand. People don't love you the way that you love you, but you have to start interacting. Either you could do two things when you're dealing with a situation like this. Either you could, one, leave or stay. But you can't change a person. If a person shows you, and some of y'all just need to learn how people love you, even though I recommend Go with somebody that love you in the love language, or that will at least try to love you in the love language that you know. Okay? Just sidebar. Now let's keep going. In that situation, because y'all, this is all powder shadow work, I realized that no matter how much a bond is bonding, no matter how much the sex is good, no matter how much potential you have for a person, no matter how much they look good, like they vibe feels good, it doesn't matter if they don't want you. And let me tell you what I mean by not want you. Oh, a person could sit over here and want you for physical beings. They could even be jealous. Because anytime I would sit over here and I would say, well, I'm about to just go date other fucking people. What the fuck you talking about? Oh, they could sit over here and say they very much start treating you like dolls. And even if you're a masculine watching me, same thing with females. That's my toy. You can't play with my toy. I became his toy. I didn't even know. Possession is a thing. But you said that you didn't want me to be your girlfriend. Well, no, but I don't want nobody else playing with my toy. You're my favorite toy. So I say all this to say, y'all, at first I was okay with being his favorite toy. Tiny, we talking. But then it got to a point where I don't want to be a toy no more. I want to, like I feel things already, but I want to hang out with your friends. You're always hanging out with your friends. I want to hang out with your friends too. I want you to come around my friends and my family too. Let's do life. Let's play life. Men didn't want, like, I feel like that was too much. So I walked away. I walked away a few times, y'all, because I'm going to keep it a being with you. I'm not a cookie cutter ass person. If you don't do what the fuck I say, y'all, I'm going to keep it a being with you. Hi, Shasha. I would sit over here and ghost your ass. I would go weeks, months without talking to you, and I'll pop back up. I'm not a cookie cutter person. I'm a dickhead, very much so, y'all. Could y'all not tell? I am a dickhead. But I am a reformed dickhead. I am working on myself. I say all this to say, when I came back into his life, I want to say the very last time, this was 4th of July weekend. And this is how recent this shit was. It's October. This was 4th of July weekend. All of a sudden, I was like, hey, how you doing? I'm in your neighborhood. And to be honest, I really was, because I had came from a 4th of July party. And he was like, you know what? Pull up to the house. I'm having a barbecue. And he didn't even tell me it was that big. I thought it was just some family shit. I said, oh, I can meet family now? Okay. Because I had met his brother before. I even met his mom on accident. But I could come around now. Hi, Sean. Hi, Shanice. How you doing? Hi, Jordan. I pulled up to the barbecue. I'm sitting over here mingling with friends. And I realized I'm finally living in a manifestation that I wanted. I said I wanted to hang out with his friends. I wanted to hang out with family and shit like that. His brothers was there. I hope you're having a good night too, Shanice. I walked into a living manifestation. Everybody was in the pool in the backyard. Everything. And then I realized, damn, it took this long. It took for me to walk out of your life. Why did it take for me to do all this shit? For you to realize that I was the one that you wanted to do it with, you know? Jordan, we talking. You said, so I went through this with my ex, but we are still best of friends. We're going to talk about that here. We're going to get back to that. And the reason why I'm telling y'all this is because it didn't feel right, because when I wanted to do it, I just felt like my feelings was ignored. When I wanted to do it, when I wanted to get it back, and I wanted to sit over here and do life and all the fun shit, all my shit didn't matter. But when you're ready, now all of a sudden you want me to pop up on the bandwagon. And although he wasn't offering me, and let me tell you something, he wasn't offering me a relationship right then. But we've had multiple conversations since that moment. Play a little too late. You is hilarious, Tiny. We've had multiple conversations. He was like, well, Charlie, why can't we just do, like, can we start over? Because we never truly, like, trusted enough to sit over here and, like we had real conversations, but we ain't never really talked about no real shit. We did a few times, but that was very far and in between. We never trusted each other. So, reason why I'm telling y'all this is because in the end, when I had the ultimatum, when he gave me basically like, yo, let's try again. And there was a moment where I really realized that he was really serious. Because I remember I told him, I was like, well, you know, I kind of talk to other people. Felt some type of way. But I realized that we couldn't try again because he couldn't get it right the first time. We couldn't try again because I would always just be his toy because I allowed myself to be his toy for so long, y'all. And I want y'all to hear me, because I don't want y'all to be embarrassed ever in your life for being somebody's toy. Okay? That's why I'm telling y'all this story, is because I'm not embarrassed to admit that I was somebody's toy. I was at first, but I'm not. But I had to identify that I was a toy. At first, I used to sit over here and you couldn't tell me that this person didn't care about me. I think he cared about me, but in a narcissistic way. And I know a lot of people like to use narcissistic and throw it around too much, narcissism. But I don't think that he truly cared. And you know, let me not speak on another people's feelings. But if you care for someone, you don't treat them like that. If you care about somebody, you don't, and granted, he could probably say the same shit about me. If you care about somebody, why would you sit over here and go months without talking to me? It's valid. But it shows me, no matter if it was me, maybe I didn't show him that I cared. Look at me being accountable. I love a good accountability. But on a serious note, y'all, like, it shows growth. Sometimes you get into, and y'all, to be honest, I'm unlocking another level, because at first I just thought about what he did, but I never really took into accountability that I wasn't really showing him the best side to really to try either. I was just being overly emotional, which goes to why I'm sitting over here talking to y'all about being overly emotional. Sometimes when we're overly emotional about things, we don't think logically, like, well, you know, you really don't know really that much about them. You don't think logical enough and sit over here and say, like, well, you know, you really don't know how they were, like, really brought up. And you know, it was crazy. The only thing that actually triggered me to think like that is we actually had, like, the last time I had seen him, we had a really, like, a talk. We were actually trying to get to know each other. It's the funniest shit. And he was telling me, like, he really hadn't had, like, a real, like that. He hadn't really had, like, a real relationship since, like, high school. And I said, that makes sense. You got your shit fucking hurt. And let me tell you something. Sometimes, y'all, if y'all don't know the report, if y'all don't know, like, where people come from, if you don't know how they're raised, if you don't know, and he was not one to tell. And if y'all ever dealt with the Virgo, you know, trying to get information out of them, if they not ready, is like fucking fishing for fucking water. You're never gonna hook shit. So I say all this to say, I didn't realize that his commitment issues ran deep. I never knew that it was never a me thing. It was a him thing. So that was one. Second thing I had to sit over here and realize is that I think his issues ran deeper than just his ex. I think it went back to his mom. That was a 2. And really, I don't even think it was just a mom thing. I think it was a woman thing. That's a whole nother topic. 3, I realized that possession is a real thing, y'all. Y'all shouldn't want to date people that want to possess you. You should want to date people that actually look at you as a person. 4, all the red flags was in my face, y'all. So I don't feel bad for myself for wasting time. I don't feel bad for going through this experience. I don't feel bad. because I know that there was a lesson behind why I spent this time with this person, why this person came into my life. So when it comes down to it, I want you to understand something. When I started writing this shit, I was crying because I felt like, dang, I really cared about this person, and it hurts that it didn't work out with this person. It hurts that I didn't choose the right person, or he didn't choose me in the beginning. It hurts that we never got it right. That's what hurts. It hurts because I felt like he was really truly my friend. But then if I really do shadow work, was he ever my friend? Or did I just fantasize that he was my friend? Because if he was genuinely my friend, a lot of the shit that we went through wouldn't have transpired that way. If he respected me, he would have valued my feelings instead of telling me to stop being so overly emotional. And then that brings me to my third point. Sometimes, and I didn't even really realize this until today, y'all, shadow work, that this was a karmic person in my life. And the reason, and I feel like it was one of my soulmates, but let me tell you something about karmic soulmates. They're placed into your life, twin flames, however you identify them. They're placed into your lives for y'all to learn from them, but not for y'all to be together for forever. See, there's a lot of soulmates. You could have multiple soulmates. So don't get caught up in thinking that there's just one. There's not. Your best friend could be your soulmate. But within this soulmate, I realized that I was placed into his life to show him how to be emotional, because that he was not that. And even though I do feel like he was emotional, he just didn't know how to express his emotions. He didn't realize that other people mattered. But I also think that he was placed into my life in order to realize that I need to balance, not sit over here and put all my eggs into the ballot or into one basket. He taught me to sit over here and realize that I have to be able to balance my identity and also balance, and my identity equals my money type shit, and be able to balance my emotions, okay? So it's like what he was good at, he was supposed to teach me. What I was good at, I was supposed to teach him, but I didn't realize the lesson until today. You see, God will place you into the lives of people that could be equal in certain parts of your life. But I want you to understand something. When these people become equals, when these people are placed into your life, and as I mentioned, you lose them how you get them. So I got him by pretending to be something that I wasn't. And in a sense, I lost him by pretending like I didn't care. I literally pretended like it didn't matter if he was in my life or not. When in actuality, it did matter. I did care. I did, but I realized that I care about me more. And I think that a lot of you guys have to sit over here and keep it a being with yourself that, yes, you love these people. Yes, they played a lot. There's a lot of memories I had with this person, but in reality, I'm lowering my worth. And thank you, Pure Passion. I'm lowering my worth by staying with this person that doesn't respect me. I'm lowering my worth, and thank you, Chanel. I'm lowering my worth by realizing that I'm settling. I'm lowering my worth by dealing with somebody that's perfectly imperfect. And to be honest, y'all, I want you to understand something. Relationships, life is not about peaches and motherfucking rainbows, but life ain't supposed to be so fucking hard either. Life is not supposed to, especially when you're dealing with people that's supposed to care about you and supposed to nurture you. Like, your partner is supposed to sit over here and be the motherfucker that you go to when shit ain't right. When things, and not just about not right stuff. Like, it's supposed to be your supporter. It's supposed to be your best friend. It's supposed to be a person that sit over here and has your back. It's supposed to be somebody that you could sit over here and be like, listen, babe, I fucked up. And they supposed to advise you outside of that shit. Like, but the point of the matter is that a lot of you guys don't realize that you didn't have worth before you got with that person. So therefore, how could you establish a foundation of worth? And a lot of these people realize that you don't know your own worth because you put up with so much shit, no matter if you're a masculine or a feminine up in this bitch. But the point of the matter is that by the time you do find your worth, why would they treat you like you have worth if all this time they treated you without worth? Does that make sense? That's no slight to you. It's just they benefit more by you not knowing your worth. They benefit more if they don't want no relationship and they just want to keep fucking on you. They benefit more because they're going to get what they want without giving you what you want in return, which could be a relationship, which is just something so simple. And I want y'all to understand something. When people know that you don't know your worth, they're never going to give you what you want. Why? Because manipulating you is easy. It's easy for me to tell you what you want to hear in order to get whatever it is that you want out of it. To my masculines, it could be a woman getting money out of you, materialistic items out of you. To my femmes, it could be you really wanting something serious in relationships, but in reality, that's not where they at. They never even looked at you as a wife. And that's no slight on you, big dog. I want you to understand something. Y'all have to realize that there's nothing wrong with what you're asking for. There's nothing wrong with you wanting commitment. Shit, to the motherfuckers that's watching me and you saying, because I was doing a reading earlier and she was like, girl, I don't want nothing serious right now. There's nothing wrong with that either. But the point of the matter is that if you guys know what you want, whether that be you being single or whether you being in a relationship, why are you dealing with somebody that, and catch me, why are you dealing with somebody that wants what you don't want? If you sit over here and you telling me right now that you really do want a relationship, well, why are you dealing with somebody that only wants friends with benefits? If you really are sitting over here saying, yo, big dog, I don't want nobody, then why are you even entertaining anybody at all? If you sitting over here saying like, yo, I really do want my true soulmate, well, then why the fuck do you keep settling for people that sit over here and say, I think it's better if we stay friends? And I know a lot of y'all is going to be like, well, I can't control how other people view me. And I can't control. You're right, you can't. But you can control who the fuck enters in and out of your life. You can control who the fuck you allow access to you. You can control the narrative on, you can't play with me. And if that might come with shit. A lot of people getting the fuck cut off. Why? Because Charlie learned her worth, big dog. You can't talk to me any type of way. Why? Because you can't disrespect me no more. Those backward ass compliments, it's not going. That could be within your friendships. Notice how I didn't even put a title on that. Let me tell you something, y'all. If you want something like a title, you deserve a fucking title. Go get somebody that's going to give you a title. You want a ring? Go get somebody that's going to give you a fucking ring. If you want kids, go be with somebody that wants kids. Stop settling for people that don't want the vision that you want. Because, baby, there's nothing wrong with whatever it is that you want. Even if you are watching my live and you like, yo, I really don't want kids. Why are you dealing with somebody that does? Because at the end of the day, all these people are going to grow up to do is resent your ass because you never fulfilled their vision. Or vice versa, you resent them because they never fulfilled your vision. Go find somebody that aligns with your fucking vision. But the point of the matter is that a lot of you guys settle and sit over here and settle in these situations because you think that you're not worthy of what it is that you ask for. And like I said, I did that shit too. But then you wake up and you realize 3 years passed and then you realize that, big dog, this ain't my vision. This ain't my life. Some of y'all is wasting the best years of your life. Your knees can still bend. Baby, you can still bend over and pick some shit up. I say all this to say, you got to release it. And some of you guys have to sit over here and realize that the reason you keep attracting the same shit is because you have yet to identify that and really identify what it is that you need to release. And I want y'all to understand something. You're going to continue to attract the same type of people, the same type of situations, the same type of energy because you guys aren't getting to the root of the reason as to why you fell for this person in the first place. So let's go a little bit deeper. Y'all thought we was done with shadow work and it was, okay, this is how it began and this is how it ended. Oh no, because you got to sit over here, and when you do shadow work, you got to get to the nitty gritty, because we got to rip the root up from the fucking existence. I fell in love with a person that didn't want love from me. Why? I know the root, but I'm gonna go step by step with y'all asses so y'all can identify how to do this shit. Fell in love with somebody that wouldn't give me love. Why? Because in my past relationship, I sat over here and I hurt somebody really dearly. So I wanted to make sure that I never hurt nobody. And then let's go a little bit deeper. Why? Because I really do want relationship. I really still missed my ex. Why? Because I really wasn't over my ex when I sat over here and met this person. But, you know, when I found this person, I kind of looked at him as, well, he will do. He's cute. Sex is good. About his money. Very business oriented. Seems like he fits the bill. He will do. Why? Because I came from, well, we're going to use people to get over other people. Why? Well, because I never really truly knew how to deal with my emotions. I used to not even know how to show my emotions. Why? Because I was neglected. Because I sat over here and I spent a lot of my childhood being neglected, trying to people please and try to get my mom's affection when she was here not working. Why? Because I actually came from a household that really didn't really show love. We would say I love you, but when it comes to actually showing affection, like, just, it wasn't there. So, you know, I tried to do it with my sister because that was the person that was there. But, you know, she was years ahead of me. Didn't really care. Why? Well, my dad wasn't there. So, you know, I never really knew what it meant to really deal with a man, or what a man's real love really looked like. Why? Well, he was in and out of fucking jail, and, you know, I was raised by his side of the family, but, you know, more so the woman's side of the family. Why? Well, some of my family turned to drugs, and some of my family sat over here, and, you know, the ones that were successful moved away to, like, Washington, D.C., or, you know, they moved far away and then come around the other side of the family. Why? Well, they had their own issues, so, you know, why would they take in another fucking kid that has daddy issues? Why? Well, I don't know. Why? You understand? My why stops with, well, I never had a real example of how a man is supposed to love me. I never had a real example as to, and I take that back. I did have an uncle that really loved me. But in the end, he was my uncle. There was only so much that he could do. But as far as give me the game, I didn't have the game. I learned the game. And in a sense, I learned the game in the wrong way. And even though I had brothers, my brothers were living their own life. So in a sense, old Big Charlie had to figure it out by herself. But that's no knock to Charlie. That's just, big dog, you gotta sit over here and go and make peace with why the fuck was daddy not fucking there. And then you gotta sit over here and realize that you're not responsible for why daddy wasn't fucking there. You're not responsible for everything that led up to this moment. And then you go back and you hug that little girl, that little boy, no matter if mommy or daddy wasn't fucking there. And you go sit over here and you go coddle that person and realize, well, listen, I know back then you don't got the game right now. It's like you kind of got to envision yourself, do some meditation and talk to your younger self and be like, yo, big dog, I know that daddy's not there, you know, and you don't understand right now because your brain isn't fully developed. But let me tell you something. Everything that you went through leading up to who I am right now, it makes you stronger. It makes you beautiful. It makes you more knowledgeable. It makes you a powerful motherfucker, almost an untouchable person, because you learned. You learned what not to do and who not to deal with. You learned that There's going to be some people that love the fuck out of you, and there's going to be people that fucking hate your guts. You learn that not everybody is meant to like you. You learn that people will use you and use love, fake love, to get whatever it is that they want to get out of you. You learn that, listen, sometimes your own parents don't know how to show love because they was never loved. And that's not for you to hold it against your parents. It's just realize that they're human. And then it goes to show you that, listen, in reality, if you don't love yourself, then you can't be an example as to how other people are supposed to love you and show up for you. So therefore, you become a stepping stone. And I need you to understand something. You take the knowledge, you leave the hurt, though. Because if you sit over here and think that every person that walks into your life after this fucked up moment is going to hurt you, well, then guess what? They will. If you think everybody that walks into your life is going to sit over here and walk all over you, well, then they will. If you think everybody is going to betray you, then they will. If you think everybody is going to lie from you, steal from you, whatever your trauma is, we can go trauma for trauma. They will. But if you sit over here and you actually realize that through my experience, I learned when a motherfucker don't really fuck with me. And through my experience, I learned that I wasted time and I don't want to waste time no more. Through my experience, I learned that no matter if I am attached mentally, spiritually, physically, and even sexually attracted to a person, but it's no longer serving me, well, then I got to get you out of my energy. Because it's a boundary that I'm not willing to cross. See, a boundary that I'm not willing to cross no more is to lose my individuality in a relationship. That's a boundary I'm not willing to cross no more. I learned that. So, baby, understand that. Listen, I went through all of this in order to learn what not to do. I went through all of this to learn who not to love or who not to. And really, and I'm gonna fuck y'all up with this one. It's not that I wasn't supposed to love that person. See, we typically love the people that needs the love the most. So, to my Virgo, he needed love because all his life I feel like he went without having love. So when I was presented in his life, he did not know how to love me correctly because he never believed that I truly did love him. And by the time that I sat over here and he realized that I did, it was too late. But I prepared him for the next person, and that's okay. I prepared him and I showed him that there are people that will love him, and that's okay. See, I want y'all to understand something. Sometimes we prepare people, and it's a fucked up thing to say, but we prepare people for the next people, but they prepare us for the next people too. So when it comes to this trauma shit, sometimes it's safe to say goodbye to these people. So you can't be mad at yourself for loving these people. You got to tell your younger self, baby, you did exactly what the fuck you was supposed to. You loved. Why? Because that's your superpower. See, everybody tries, if you think about it. Even society tries to tell you, let's be on some hot girl shit. Let's be on some hot boy shit. We gonna be the 504 boys up in this bitch, huh? We gonna sit over here, and they sit over here and say, like, let's sit over here and let's not do families no more. I'm Miss Independent. They sit over here and say, like, yo, it's okay. We can go sit over here and go impregnate ourselves now. We don't really need a masculine. It's a whole nother conversation. But the point of the matter is that they teach us how to be without each other, but they don't ever teach us how to fix it, how to fix us. And the only way that we fix us, y'all, is with love and with understanding and with knowledge. And knowledge of knowing that it's not I shouldn't feel ashamed for loving people that didn't know how to love correctly. I should just educate myself on how to love correctly. And I'm going to fuck y'all up with this one. I need to educate myself on how to be loved correctly. Because some of you guys don't know how to be loved correctly because you never were loved. But if we don't teach ourselves how to love, then it repeats a fucking cycle of us continuing to not only dish out bad love, but to also accept bad love. So the hurt becomes the hurt. The victim becomes the person that fucking the aggressor, and so forth. But I want you to understand something. What if we, instead of us, when we get hurt, we sit over here and we take that hurt and we transmute it into love? What do I mean? Instead of us sitting over here going out there and being like, fuck it, I'm gonna get the next person that got me because my ex fucking did me in. What if we sit over here and actually, and it's hard to do when you're physically in the act, when you're physically hurt, but what if you intellectualize your emotions for 2 seconds? What if you actually realize, and I'm gonna fuck y'all up with this, that this is a lesson. This is a lesson to show that by me loving a person, because haven't y'all ever realized that when a person realizes that they hurt you and that you're done, that they chase after you? But what if you tell them, like, you know, listen, no diss to you, but I made you stronger for your next person. Go love that next person better, but you can't do that with me because you wouldn't understand that I'm not your toy. It doesn't matter. A person, this is my biased opinion, y'all. A person is a human being, of course, but somebody that respects you is never going to put themselves in a situation to ever lose you. Ever. So anybody that sits over here and crosses a boundary, and let me tell you something. Not everybody's relationship is the same. Sometimes, let me, because I have my own feelings about adultery, but I think that there's people that be up in open relationships and they be okay with sitting over here bringing other people into their relationships. They believe in poly and shit like that. That might be your shit. That might not be your shit, but that's for you to find out. Some things that you're willing to accept and that doesn't hurt you, that you don't bat an eye at, might be what the next person can't accept. So that's why you got to find what your shit is. But the point of the matter is I want you to understand something. Don't settle for no shit that you know that hurts you deep inside. Don't settle for no shit that makes you feel some type of way. Don't settle for nothing that you know that you can't get over. Why? Because deep down inside, if a person has did something that has hurt not only your ego, but that has hurt that little girl or that little boy that's inside of you, or whatever it is that you identify as, well, then guess what? Then you have to sit over here and figure out, well, why am I triggered by this? Why am I hurt by this? And then you got to sit over here and make an executive decision within that moment. Can I deal with this, or do I need to leave? And 9 times out of 10, if it's deep enough to make you feel some type of way, and I'm not talking over no petty shit, I'm talking over some real ass shit, sometimes the answer is to leave. And the reason why is because sometimes morals, when it comes to morals, when it comes to right or wrong, sometimes these people really do be wrong, and it's time for you to move on to somebody that's right. And that don't mean that, and what's fucked up is just because sometimes we could be with these people for 4 years, 10 years, 20 years, 40 years. But when it's your time to move on, it's your time to move on, because sometimes y'all have to realize that y'all got another assignment. But that's for you to discern on. Is there somebody else out there for me that I'm supposed to love on? Because life is about love, y'all. Life is about giving and receiving the right amount of shit. So if you're entertaining somebody that can't give that to you and you don't feel fulfilled, well, then why are you suffering? Marriage and life, and take it out of marriage, because some people don't even believe in marriage. Let's just keep it on a life scale. Life is about enjoying your fucking life. Of course there's ups, there's downs, you know. Of course we sit over here and go through periods of being without, and we go through periods of having a whole bunch. But overall, y'all, we're not supposed to be in this mental attack of misery. And if you're living your life within misery, then it's time for you to wake the fuck up and realize that, yo, I gotta get what's making me miserable out of my life. If that means this stupid ass job, then I need to go find me a better ass job. If that means your partner that's negative as fuck, then you gotta get rid of them. If it means, listen, establishing boundaries with your kids because your kids is mentally negative, then guess what? You can only call me on Sunday. Whether it's with your parents, same thing. I need y'all to hear me. Whatever is causing you to mentally and physically suffer and be miserable, Oh, y'all gotta get that shit the fuck out of you. And the reason why I'm saying that is because your life is too fucking short. It's long as fuck, but it's too short to be miserable. It's long enough to be happy though. And it doesn't matter what happened yesterday. It doesn't matter if it took you 3 years, 10 years, 20 years to wake the fuck up. You're up now. So what are you gonna do within this awake moment? Are you gonna sit over here and I mean, listen, because I'm drastic. I'm dramatic as fuck. When I sit over here and be done with people, I be like, there's no changing my mind about it. Ask my ex. Even though I went back to him a few times. That's my truth. That's my guilty conscience though too. So all I'm saying is that there is no more back and forth, y'all. No more back and forth with being miserable. No more back and forth with people that don't want you. No more back and forth with you sitting over here going in between shit. Choose happiness. Choose love. And if that means choosing love within yourself, then that means, shit, I got to do a year. I got to do a year by myself. That's all right. For a lifetime to find my happiness, shit, that's cool. I could do a year. Shit, I could do 2 years. I could do 3 years if that means fucking shit. I'm about to walk into the love of my fucking life. But I want you to understand something. The equation, the more that you work on yourself and the more that you heal yourself, the more that you're going to attract another healed person. But I want you to understand something. I always say this. Just because you are healed doesn't mean that you won't attract other broken people. Why? Because as you are doing the work on yourself, as you are sitting over here figuring out who this new version of you is, baby, guess what? You still going to attract that broken-hearted girl and that broken-hearted boy. Why? Because you are what you attract. So guess what? The more that you delay putting off your abandonment issues, oh yeah, you're going to attract more abandoned people. The more you sit over here, and this is where you keep it a being with yourself, you're attracting emotionally unavailable people because you're emotionally unavailable. You can sit over here and tell me all day long that you want a relationship, but in reality, them emotions and that heart says everything. You sit over here and say, well, I kind of want commitment, but I don't know if it's a relationship. I don't know if I want to put a title on it. Sounds like emotionally unavailable to me. However you want to put it, but that's where you keep it a being with yourself, y'all. And I want you to understand something. The more that you rid yourself of whatever it is that's hurting you, and you really make peace with that shit, well then, baby, guess what? There go your motherfucking hero popping up in your life. And let me tell you something. Sometimes your people can pop up in the middle of shadow work. Sometimes your people can pop up. You only 2 chapters in. You got a whole 20 chapters, big dog. Like, you never know when God places people into your life when you have new chapters with new people. But some of you guys need to understand that God places certain people into your life because he knows that you're ready for these people. And that's why you can't be scared of loving again. That's why you can't be scared of procreating with people. You can't be scared of fucking marriage. You can't be scared of divorce. You can't be scared of somebody sitting over here wanting to take half your shit. Why? Because if you are of light, then guess what? You're going to attract light back. And if God presents a motherfucker that's supposed to use you, manipulate you, it's a lesson. And if you look at life as, shit, well, if this is this a lesson or is this my blessing? You never fail. It's never about being disappointed. It's never about being misery, because guess what? Misery doesn't live within your reality. I just did a live about this yesterday. Go check it out on my YouTube if you sit over here and resonate with you trying to get shit out of your current reality. You trying to get misery out of your reality? Go check that other YouTube video out. Point of the matter is I want you to understand something. Misery loves company. So if all your friends around you is miserable, then guess what? You need to remove your friends. If your home makes you feel like you are miserable in it, then it's time for you to get a new home. If your clothes, your wardrobe makes you feel like you just, it's time for you to get a new wardrobe. If your job makes you feel like they don't appreciate you, then it's time for you to go look for another job and then switch jobs on them. Stop being comfortable with misery. Why? Because your mama and your daddy taught you how to be comfortable in misery? It's not fucking 1994 no more. It's not 1970s no more. It's not the 1960s. We can keep going. We not the fucking boomers. And even if we are the fucking baby boomers, guess what? It's not 1910s no fucking more. However old y'all fucking parents is. I don't know. Anyway, let me tell y'all something. Sorry. I said I was gonna be in the chat tonight, and I ain't touched not one chat since fucking 30. You said, girl, it wasn't even him. It was so deep. I'm telling you. You said, Shawnee said, was just talking about this with my coworker the other night, and this is how you know it's confirmation. And honestly, I always say, y'all, you're always where you need to be when you need to fucking be there, okay? You said being done with the person that hurts the most when that's all you're used to and know. But little bit, you got to trust and know that there's somebody better that's out there for you. See, I want y'all to understand something, and thank you for making that comment, because a lot of y'all, this is where y'all get stuck at. A lot of y'all don't think that there's other people, that there are better people out there for you, because you got comfortable with, oh, this person knows my body, so they know how to fuck me right. I don't want to go find somebody else to fuck. Y'all get comfortable with, oh, but I know what to deal with. When this person gets angry, I know how to diffuse the situation. I don't want to go learn somebody else. I know this person is really reliable. I can rely on them for this. They even know how to change a tire. What am I going to do if I get up? Who going to change my tire? That's when you have to have faith. And even to my masculines, y'all like, man, she cook all my meals. She all cool. She yell every Sunday. I know that. I got her figured out to a T. I could deal with that. I want you to understand something. If you're okay with that, you're okay with that. That's your lifestyle. But if you're watching my live and if you're asking yourself, is there more to life? There is. If you're watching my live and you're triggered and you feel like, you know, and it's funny, I just got a thing that says I am committed to growing my emotional intelligence. If you are ready to detach and heal yourself, if you're ready to do the inner work on yourself, I say, if you're not ready to cut nobody off, start to do the work on yourself. Because sometimes we don't realize, sometimes y'all are comfortable with these people. That's okay, cool. Stay with your people. Stay with Big Mama and Big Pa, okay? Stay with them. But I'm going to tell you what's going to happen when you're doing the work on yourself. As you start to heal yourself, the things that you related to with these people are going to shift. That means, I'm going to give you an example. Some of you guys trauma bonded with these people. Some of you guys were in it to win it because y'all hated y'all mamas together. What happens when you start to rebuild and rekindle the relationship with your mom, and now mom's is popping back up, and now they looking at you envious and mad as fuck because they like, so we healing now? Same thing with friendships. So we focusing on rebuilding families when we just did 20 years without family. You switching up. Then you start to get in arguments about laundry. But deep down it's because they mad as fuck that you rekindle shit with your mama. Yeah. It gets that deep. But y'all, I want you to understand something. Sometimes this is how you know your partner is for you. They encourage you to continue to go. Because some of you guys are with partners that's actually going to support you and support your change because they realize that you've been holding on to this burden all these years. So I want y'all to truly discern. I'm not sitting over here saying go break up with your person tomorrow, but I'm saying go break up with your person tomorrow if that motherfucker makes you miserable. If it is, you can't tolerate them, they beating your ass, they taking your money, they using you, and you know that it's been time to give up on them motherfuckers, yeah, get them out tomorrow. Tonight, preferably. Do some Medea shit where you fucking sit over here and leave in the middle of the night. Kick their ass out if it's your shit. But if you are like, yo, I don't know if this is my person, I'm just not sure, Charlie, then sit over here and start working on yourself. And see how they react to the new reformed you. What does that mean? Go get your ass into therapy if that's what you need. Go sit over here and go fucking sit over here and take your ass to the gym. Start losing some weight. See how they act. Start gaining some weight to my masculines. Go get your fucking body together. Go sit over here and start doing things that you physically want to fucking do. So go stop living up under they ass, worried about what they're doing, and you go get your ass a hobby. Go get your ass some friends. I know a lot of y'all like to be like, we're grown now, I don't know where to find friends. Let me help you. You can either get your ass on fucking what's that? You can get on Tinder. To my girlies, I'm gonna give you a tip. Go sit over here and go start swiping on girls. Tell your dude, I'm only looking for friends. You can get on Bumble and find friendships too. I'm telling you, trust me. Another app, Meet Up. Go Meet Up. I met one girl on Meet Up, and then guess what? Then my friends came from her friends. It's that simple. To my masculines, Meet Up. I don't think you should get on Tinder looking for a guy because it might be a little bit. And to my girlies, there might be some girls that try to hit on you. So, you know, there's that. But I'm just saying, if y'all truly are grown as fuck and you like, yo, I really do want friends. Some of y'all, all y'all got to do is take your asses out to the fucking bar by yourself and go meet some girlies and go talk to them. Be open. But what I'm saying is that I want you, the reason why I'm telling you guys this is because some of you guys have really lost your identity within your relationship. Your hobbies became they hobbies, or they hobbies became your hobbies. But it's time for you to find yourself within this. And honestly, while you're detaching and healing, you might find that, damn, I don't recognize. It's like they're going to be like, I don't even recognize you. You're not supposed to. I'm not that person no more. And then you decide, well, are we going to sit over here and do this together, or are we going to do it away? That's the next step. But no matter if you guys are watching this and you're like, yo, I'm single. Well, then you got to make an executive decision not to sit over here and go back to your past selves and go back to your past connections when you are healing. Because that's going to be your biggest test if you are single. A lot of y'all was sitting over. Somebody just said, like, yo, people keep popping back up. People keep popping back up. Why do y'all think that they're popping back up into your lives right now? It's because they see you're glowing, because they see that you're working on yourself. Healing looks good on all of y'all. It means when you sit over here and actually let go of burdens, oh baby, you look fine as fuck. It don't matter what the fuck you look like. You look good. Why? Because you don't got those bags under your eyes no more. Why? Because you sleep and you don't got insomnia no more. Why? Because you not worried about how grandmama gonna get her motherfucking bills paid. Somebody else is responsible for that shit. Or, I'm not worried about if that motherfucker's not coming home. We ain't even together no more. Not my business, not my problem. I'm not worried about his baby mama. I'm not worried about her baby daddy. Take it as it resonates, y'all. Whatever y'all trauma is. I'm not worried about that job because I realize that is just a job that is just here to pay me. And guess what? Healthy work-life balance. I'm not living my life to work. I'm taking all my vacation time. I'm not carrying shit over. All of that. I want y'all to understand something. Once you start to take back your power from people, places, and things, and realize that, listen, nobody can. I done spent all this life being depressed. I done spent all this time being upset, mad as fuck, coming home from work, mad as fuck at home. I done spent all this time. You like, I'm done. Well, then that's when it's time. But the point of the matter is that you guys have to realize that, one, you got to be patient with yourself, because there will be some times where shit, y'all ass be like, man, I'm about to fuck up everything up in this home because today was really a rough day. Sometimes you might have a rough day, but don't let your rough day turn into a rough week. And really, I want you to get it down to maybe I might have a rough 5 minutes, but after that, still got all the rest of the minutes in the motherfucking day to sit over here and turn my day around. You might wake up on the wrong side of the bed, but it doesn't mean that your whole day needs to be fucked up. You have one bad dream. Listen, go get you some motherfucking coffee, tea for the people that don't like coffee. And guess what? Do some meditations and get your ass up. Listen to some self-motivation and continue to move and say, listen, I don't know why I sat over here and woke up in a funk, but God, I ask that you take this shit out of me and help me to have a really wonderful ass day, because I know that it's something that you're trying to trigger within me. What's up? Cry that shit out and then continue to move on. I told you I've been crying these past 3 motherfucking days. I keep doing shadow work, keep revealing more shit that I need to do. And I'm like, damn, I ain't even realized that this shit is hurting me. Some of y'all is holding on to shit that you don't even know that's hurting you. You thought you was over this shit. And it's like, this shit was back in 2003. 2008 and shit. You said, this is deep. I appreciate it. Okay. You said, ooh, can we have a shadow work guide live, please? You sure can. You sure can. Can you do more lives like this and have like an open discussion where people can join your live? You know what? I'm gonna write that down, Lisa. Because I actually like that. Maybe I'll do like a set day. Set day where people just come talk about their emotions and shit like that. Interview. Anyway. Hell yeah, they don't understand. We all just talk and help each other. You said, I feel like you were talking to me. Period. I'm glad that I could help y'all though by talking. What is your take on getting closure with that person or just walking away without? Nah, you gotta get closure. Well, the closure looks like a lot of different things. So let me tell you something about closure. And y'all, let's use this example. Let's use the overly emotional example. It got to a point where I realized and I woke up. Y'all, I was in a loop with this person. I was saying the same exact shit. I had the same exact problems. He was saying the same exact shit. The same exact answers. Everything was the same. And I realized that my closure sometimes didn't, or sometimes closure doesn't have to come from you actually getting your feelings out. It comes from you accepting the situation for what it is. See, I thought my closure was, listen, you never sat over here and actually showed me that you gave a fuck about me. See, my closure was, oh, I sat over here and all I wanted you to do was just give a fuck about me, but you never gave a fuck about me. All I wanted you to sit over here and do was do this, and that's it. He was like, well, Charlie, I wanted you to sit over here and stop being so overly emotional so we could build. I needed you to do this. It was the same conversation back and forth. It sounded like to be honest, like we just kept repeating and like we were stuck on track. Anytime we would get in an argument, it would come back to the same conversation. So, closure. Sometimes closure, once you get your shit out and you realize that nothing is going to change, well, then you got to get your closure by yourself. Accept the person for who they are, who they show up as today. And from that moment you realize that, listen, if you truly want change, the only thing that you can actually control is yourself. So if another person doesn't want closure, then you got to let things be, but you got to be okay with that. And you got to find really like a calm place, if that's the right word, to sit over here and just be like, yo, I'm okay with if I never get answers. I'm okay with if this person ever told me that they care about me ever again. Sometimes your closure comes from yourself with understanding that you did everything in your power to try to make it work and it didn't work. Sometimes your closure comes from you just keeping it a being with yourself and realizing that you chose the wrong person. Sometimes closure is not you even talking to these people. Sometimes you can get closure, and that goes for forgiveness too. Sometimes a person might never apologize to you a day in their fucking life. Sometimes the closure comes from, there's a lot, or it's, how do I want to say this? It's even more powerful when nothing is said versus when something is said. Sometimes you realize even if a person apologizes, you don't even believe them any fucking way. Or you accept it. But as far as when it comes to closure, only Diamond, you can tell yourself what's going to help you and what's going to make you feel like the thing is officially closed out. But deep down inside, I feel the need to say, Diamond, do you truly want the closure, or do you just want to talk to them again? Sometimes you just want to be heard. Sometimes you just feel like your voice isn't heard, so you keep going back and forth, repeating, having the same conversation or the same argument. Some of y'all think that it's gonna get through to them, and they don't understand. They don't understand because they don't speak emotions. Some people are not supposed to understand though, y'all. I think that's a whole nother thing too. Sometimes God makes people stupid. I shouldn't say that. But sometimes when God just don't want you with a person and you know that you outlived that connection, like he will literally use anything to get you the fuck out of that connection. So you gotta pay attention to that too. You said yes because goosebump confirmation. You said like people don't like when you choose you, but also the enemy plays a part too because see you as a threat. Absolutely, Kim. And I think that that's the biggest thing too is that a lot of people don't. Some people are there like literally their only purpose in your life is to keep you stuck. Keep you stuck in a loop, keep you stuck like and really, to be honest, it goes back to like, you know, why do people lie to you? People lie to you to sit over here and to be able to manipulate you, you know. They usually lie because it benefits them in some type of way, but as soon as they are not being benefited by lying to you, then they'll start telling your ass the truth, because then they don't give a fuck. How you doing, Karma? You said, yes, that's how I feel. Me too, period. No, literally. You said, is it okay to go back to an ex? Jen, what are you going back for? And, you know, to be honest, Jen, I'm not even gonna lie. I can't tell you the answer to that. Because sometimes exes do have questions. And really, they have answers. So I can't tell you if you should go back to an ex or not go back to an ex. But what I can tell you is that what are you going back for? Are you just going back for the comfort? Are you going back to see if things have changed? Have you going back to see if they have evolved? Are you going back because you still just ain't found somebody that's for you? What are you going back for? Are you going back because it's easier? Are you going back because they're calling you back? Are you going back because you never truly dealt with your shit? What are you going back for? Are you going back? It's different if you're going back and you're going back to try to sit over here and apologize for some shit. It's different if you're going back to, you know, figure out some undealt with emotions. But are you going back to try to rekindle shit? And not to say that there's anything wrong with it, but I felt like you left in the first place. So what was the reason that you left? Do you want to go repeat that cycle? Okay, go back to your ex. And notice how you said go backwards. I feel like if an ex really wants you, they will catch up to you. You wouldn't be going back. You said you're born with light and people want to dim your light so bad, but God don't do it. And I think that that's the big thing too. I was just talking about that too. A lot of you guys have to realize that you are light. And everybody in their power wants to sit over here and project rejection on you. They want to make you emotional. They want to make you, or really instill lack within you. And that's a whole nother fucking conversation. But don't allow it to happen. Okay? Now, without further ado, we're done with shadow work. Let's get into the motherfucking reading. Y'all ready for the reading? Let's do the reading. We're about to do collective. If you guys want a personal reading after this, y'all already know what y'all need to do. You could join the list by either donating to my Cash App or you could donate to my link in my bio. And for those that sit over here and actually just, you're like, yo, big dog, I don't want my shit to be on motherfucking live. Well, you know, book in the fucking bio. Or you could email me. Again, I'm doing personals after the collective. So let's get into what you guys need to know within this moment. I feel the need to tell you guys that a new connection is on the horizon. But I see like daddy issues. I think that a lot of you guys have things to deal with. But I feel the need to tell you guys, if you guys are projecting onto other people, don't. What I mean by that is that if you guys are sad, then you need to be by yourself. If you guys are going through things that are hurting you, you need to be by yourself. Some of you guys just need to depart from things that no longer serve you. Some of you guys need to actually find yourself before you try to go find other people. But for the people that have been working on themselves actively day in, day out, and they're at least trying, y'all are trying, but then know that love is coming in. And the reason why I say that is because, y'all, I always preach to y'all that connections come into your life in order to trigger, to see how far you have gotten. And that's why, Jen, I say, well, what's the purpose of you going back to your ex? Because sometimes the ex, you already learned all the lessons that you needed to learn from your ex. There's no other answers you need. And only a new person can sit over here and see, have you evolved? But sometimes even when you go back to your ex, you do realize, like, damn, I really truly have evolved a little bit too much. But the difference between your new person and your old person is that your new person is going to trigger more shit that you need to fix. Your old person is just going to show you, and it's like they're not going to trigger you no more, depending on how far you went within your healing. They're not going to trigger you. They're just going to show you how much you've grown. Old people show you how much you've grown. New people still trigger you because they sit over here and they it's like, in a sense, they can still sit over here. And I feel the need to say friendships and families can do this too. If they trigger you to show you what's your next part that you need to work on in order to get that shit out of you too. I feel the need to tell you, you guys are of light though. Channel for collective. For some reason, I feel the need to say more protection. Channel for collective. One more time. Well, this is all the damn cards. You said all the cards. And for some reason, I want to do it one more. Oh, no, you just want me to take this one. Okay. Yeah. A lot of you guys are in hermit mode right now. And the reason why is because it's time for you to sit over here and start ripping out all the old shit that no longer serves you. The biggest thing that has been stopping you guys from recreating this whole life is you not having the strength to believe in that it's there. I feel the need to sit over here and say, but you got to sit over here and wash that away. And I think the biggest thing is that a lot of you guys are not sitting over here realizing that a lot of the things, the reason why you don't have the strength to believe in your futures is because you've been hurt so bad, because you've been penny pinching all your fucking life. But the point of the matter is that not everybody that's placed into your life is going to hurt you. You know what's so funny is that usually when I do my cards, I usually sit over here and I just pick them all up and place them, and then I start reading. But tonight I just feel like I gotta read one card at a time. Why? Because when it comes to shadow work, you gotta choose one thing to work on at a time. But realize that when you get through that one thing and you finally heal, don't keep repeating it. Move on to the next one. The reason why is because the devil's job is to keep you stuck. The devil's job is to keep you thinking in your head that there is no hope. There is no strength. There is no happiness. You always have to sit over here and pick up your shit. You always are going to be without. You're always going to love this person, and this person is never going to love you back. That's the devil's job, is to keep you discouraged. Some of you guys, the devil is sitting over here trying to tempt you with materialistic gain. They're trying to make it seem like you're not enough because you don't have this certain type of car. You don't have this certain type of relationship. You don't have what other people view as the luxury lifestyle. So some of you guys are only focusing on keeping up with the Joneses and actually pretending to be happy when in fact you're not. Yeah. A lot of you guys are not acting like your true selves, but you're still sitting over here jumping into unions. And in fact, when you're not acting like your true selves, you're not acting out of love, but you jump into this union, well then guess what? Then you're allowing the devil to pop up in your union. Why? Because some of you guys are, and now I hear fucking a train outside. Some of you guys are feeling stuck. Some of you guys are not happy. Some of you guys are not embodying who you are. Some of you guys have mommy issues. But the point of the matter is, some of you guys are feeling trapped within a union. And if it's not a physical union, I feel like some of you guys are just mentally trapped within your mind, thinking that you still care about these persons and you don't. Yeah. Do I need to take all these cards? Okay, I will take them. A lot of you guys need to understand. Oh, you said keep going one at a time. A lot of you guys don't have to rush through anything. Like, I'm not going to rush through this reading. Just like T always takes quality time. Some of you guys' love language could be quality time, but T always takes quality time to make. And I think that that's how you have to view shadow work. That's how you have to view healing. That's how you have to view getting your strength back. That's how you have to view getting your money back together. It takes time. But if you trust in yourself and you trust in healing, if you trust in God, if you trust in the universe, if you trust in your heart, trust in your emotions, you're going to get back on track. But not before you heal yourself. What do I mean by that? There are going to be moments that test y'all. There are going to be moments in time where shit, it feels like you ain't never going to get back up. There's going to be times where you don't, where it's like, it's funny. There's going to be times where you feel like shit, it's easier to stay down than to get up. But I want you to understand something. It's so important for y'all to always remember, you mirror exactly what you give out. So, for example, if you are having a bad day, if you have bad emotions, you sit over here and cuss the world out, you're mirroring that out, and that's going to become your reality. If you hate your connection, well then that person is going to start to hate you. You sit over here and complain every day about why things suck, why money sucks, why you're unhappy. Well, then they're going to become unhappy. And then the devil did their job. But what happens when you actually sit over here and go within and actually start to go back to when you was a teenager, go back to when you was a, you know, it was funny, I was going to say go back to when you was a kid, but I feel like go back to when you was on the phone, talking to people, going back when you didn't have a care in the world. What if we went back all the way back then? What if we had a reset? What if we go back to the time where you never had your heart broken? What would you do differently? I think that that's what's going to teach you. I think that that's what's going to sit over here and give you guys a restoration. A restoration? Did I just make up a word? I think I just made up a word. I'm not taking all these cards. I'll reshuffle. You said take this? Okay, I'll take that one. Jeez. I'm not taking all these cards though. It's too many cards. Maybe some of y'all's like, that's too much. Some of y'all I'm hearing, I done been through too much to go back. Which part you want to go to? Which part do you want me to work on? I feel like it's on you. And to be honest, I'm gonna keep it a beam with you. I feel like a lot of you already know which part to work on. Channel for collective. You say, I love quality time. My exact words too much. You said that's it? Okay. Okay, Zeddy. Yeah. Take it one at a time. Okay, I'm hearing, I just want to take my time. As stingy as you are, I think you're ready. The biggest thing for y'all to realize is y'all got the cards in y'all hand. Whatever you want to deal in your life, you could do it, baby. Whatever it is that you want to rip up out of your life, the cards is in your hand. So let me show you. And it's like, I don't want to show you my hand before I'm ready. Y'all got that option too. Now I feel like I want to talk in riddles and shit. I feel the need to sit over here and tell you that you have the option on how this next part of your life goes. Okay? Y'all have the next steps. One of the options is that you could continue to be miserable, to be upset. One day out of the week, you can sit over here and talk about how, okay, I'm going to try to cleanse, I'm going to try to eat better, I'm going to try to do this, but all 6 days of the week, you continue to be miserable. Change doesn't happen like that. You have to actively try every fucking day. That's an option though. Another option is you could choose to go back to your teenagehood, work only on teenage shit, because you think that that's where all the problems might be. Another pathway you can go is, well, let's start back to the original fucking time. Let's go back to the first moment of time where I can recall. Whether if that's kindergarten, whether if that's when you was 3. Go back to your first memory of life itself that you can recall. Where were you? What was going on? Let's start, even if, no matter if it's a happy memory or a bad memory, go back to that moment. From that moment, then try to recall what happened next. Because we have to go back and figure out at what point in your life this shit switch. At what point in your life was bullshit projected on you? At what part of your life did you sit over here and experience unhappiness? And I think the reason why I had to sit over here and break it down, whether if it was teenage or going back to the beginnings of time, is because a lot of you guys don't realize that y'all don't go, some of y'all are doing shadow work, but you're not going back far enough. I'm hearing go further. And I'm hearing some of you guys are like, I don't want to go further, but you have to. If you really want to sit over here and get to where the snakes is. If you're truly trying to balance yourself. So let me reveal what my cards are. If you really want to sit over here and get to the whole big shit, you want to fix yourself, well, you have to sit over here and realize that your justice only comes by revealing your snakes. Your justice only comes by you sitting over here keeping it a being with yourself and realizing why your walls is so motherfucking high up. Your truth and your everything comes from you sitting over here realizing what, as an adult, as a teenager, I don't care how old y'all is, what as my grown ass age am I protecting myself from? What are you protecting yourself from, y'all? And from that moment, well, then we could sit over here and get to fucking we can get to planning. We can get to sitting over here figuring out where do I start? But a lot of you guys, where you mess up at is that you think that where you start is where you end. No, baby. When you sit over here and you doing your root work, you doing your big one, you realize that shadow work opens up another womb that you never even knew you had. Another concerning moment that you didn't even know anything about. That's where transformation pops up at, y'all. That's where you start to shift. That's where your reality, that's where you become unrecognizable. That's where your beliefs change, your morals change. That's where your opinion change. I'm even getting like, that's where you cut your parents some slack. Some of you guys need to cut your parents slack because you guys haven't sat over here and realized that they were once kids too, trying to figure it out. And now I'm hearing y'all saying, well, it wasn't my fucking fault that they had me at their young ass age, but your kids could say the same shit. And if y'all don't have kids, well, I feel the need to sit over here and say you'll understand when you do have kids, because that's when you get it. But I encourage you guys to try to get it before it even gets that far. Understand that humans do human shit, and understand that everything that was placed into your life was built to make you stronger, not weaker. So stop acting so fucking weak and transform this shit. Y'all don't understand that y'all have all the resources in order to make yourself happy. You don't understand that you have all the resources to fucking write a book, to be on the New York's bestsellers. You don't realize that y'all have enough trauma built up within you to sit over here and go and take that shit to the stock market. You don't know what wisdom you have within yourself that can help the next person. That's a part of your transformation, though. A lot of y'all think that y'all gotta keep that shit to yourself because you're so embarrassed. Why are you embarrassed? Because you chose the wrong relationship. Because you allowed this person to dog you out for all these years. You're embarrassed because your mama was an addict. You're embarrassed because your daddy wasn't there. You're embarrassed because what? Uncle was raping people? What you embarrassed about? Oh, we can go trauma for trauma, y'all. Y'all know I love trauma for trauma. Point of the matter is I want you to understand something. Transformation only happens when you keep it a being with yourself. When you could sit over here and look yourself in the eye, and you sit over here and be like, well, what the fuck is hurting me? Because I don't want to be here no more. I don't want to feel this no more. I don't want to sit over here and stay in this stuck ass energy. I don't want to have this same fucked up job. I don't want to be around these fucked up ass people that don't help me grow. I don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to. I choose, and I'm not going to. So there's the end of that. That's the only way that fucking life changes. Luigi, we talking. Okay? Now, y'all, we about to get into personal readings. To everybody that's due, big dog. After collective, I always do personal readings. If you want to join the list, you can either donate to my Cash App or you can donate to my link in my motherfucking bio, okay? And that's connected to my PayPal. Now, if this is where you guys bid me adieu, goodbye. I love you. Thank you for joining my live. If you guys are just now tuning in and you like, yo, I want to see the whole live, it will be updated to my YouTube. Make sure you're subscribed. If you like, girl, thank you for this one time only. Big dog, we dream girls. That's cool too. If you want to put a personal reading, link in the fucking bio. But y'all always know that, listen, I got to turn this live off so I can start my new video, okay? So I'm going to save this live just like that. Thank you, Keisha. And then I'm about to go back live again, okay? So if you guys want to join the personals, we're doing personals right now. So I'm about to go unlive and go back live, okay? Have a good evening, Shanice. I'll see you next time. I don't really know. I didn't see if anybody joined the list, to be honest. So give me a second and I'm gonna be live in 2 more seconds. Okay? Okay.